I think we can start.
Hello and welcome to the fabulous seventh day of the 7 days of rest. I'm Jonathan Goldman.
And I'm Andi Goldman, and we are so honored and delighted to be here on this seventh day of the seventh day of 7 days of rest. And the topic for the seventh day is intimacy with the divine. And we are going to
Intimacy with the infinite, which is
the
divine
divine,
is
right?
infinite.
Yes. And so we're going to be working with sound today to really connect with our inner divine, our inner intimacy. And before we do that, I want to thank Jan and Shelley for this beautiful event that's now in its seventh year. And what a beautiful way to start out the year, taking the first 7 days and going into a place of rest and inner peace and relaxation. And so we are going to be presenting sound, sacred sound, to really highlight all of that.
Right. And indeed, when you think about the idea of intimacy with the infinite, from our perspective, there probably is no better way of achieving intimacy with the infinite than working with sacred sound. And particularly, we're going to be working with the fabulous Om, which many perceive of as being literally the creative vibratory force of the universe. In the beginning was the word, and perhaps it was an Om sound. Actually, in the Vedic tradition, they talk about the first sound of creation being literally the Om. So that, if you like, is our focus of attention also for not only giving ourselves, replenishing ourselves with this sound, because oftentimes when we want to just chill out and relax, we'll listen to the sound of the Om done by, ourselves or other people. But then if you want to take that to the next level, then you literally take part in sounding the Om. And this brings it to a whole another level of replenishing yourself and at the same time putting the energy out to focus and replenish our beloved Gaia
Mhm.
Matrix, Mother
And
Earth.
And so, in the second part of our program this morning, we are all going to be toning together the Om through a guided meditation, and we will be able to create that intimacy with the infinite, with the divine, through our own sacred sound. And what we know is that sacred sound with intention is such a powerful way to connect with our spirit, to connect with the divine.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonathan, I think probably what we want to do is talk a little bit about sound, just to lay a bit of groundwork briefly, so that when we are making our sound, we will have uh, this to hold on to.
That's right. We're going to tell you about the what we call the four pillars of sound healing, because it's really good to know, and just you can apply this knowledge in your daily life, just to understand how and why sound has such an effect. And so we'll
Mm.
tell you about the four pillars. And the first pillar is
The first pillar is
everything is vibration.
that was your cue, honey.
Sometimes we switch back and forth and do this, so we'll let you in on the secrets of intimacy,
All right.
divine intimacies. You can switch back and forth and play each other's we're all. So in the beginning was the word, just as the actual aspect of everything being in vibration. It's really an important thing to understand. It's our modern physicists, our quantum physicists, and our ancient mystic masters have told us that everything is in a state of vibration. And in the beginning, not only in the beginning was the word, but in all these different traditions, you have this commonality, this understanding that sound was the initial creative force. Whether it's the Hindu tradition, not a Brahmin in the beginning was Brahman who created it, to even the Egyptian tradition, for example, with the god Thoth would think of an object, speak its name, and bring it into being. And there are two different ways that sound affects us, just so you know.
So sound can affect us through psychoacoustics, which is where we are actually listening and hearing the sounds. They go in through our auditory pathways, travel up into our brain, connect, taking our brain waves, our heart rate, our respiration, affecting all of those
Our
parts
nervous system.
of our nervous system. Exactly. And the other way that we experience sound is through vibroacoustics. That is when the sound goes directly into the body at a deep cellular level.
And so when we're listening to sound, it's psychoacoustics. When we're oftentimes making the sound, it is vibroacoustics. So those two work together really to put us in deep resonance with what we like to say the divine, because one of the keys of working with sacred sound is that we begin to resonate and vibrate with higher aspects of being. That's why it's so important to be aware that there are different ways of working with sound.
Mm. And so we put together these four pillars. And of course, the first one, everything is vibration. I want to go to the second pillar because it is so important when we are creating with our own sound, and that is intention is powerful. So our thoughts and the intentions that we hold in our hearts and our minds when we are creating sacred sound make a big difference. And intention is such an important aspect. And many, many years ago, Jonathan created a formula: frequency plus intent equals healing. So when we are holding the intention of healing, which we are going to be doing, which we are doing today, that intention, that sound coupled with our intention of healing, of love, of positivity, of rest and relaxation, that is what equals healing.
Yeah, probably as a dear, dear friend and mentor of ours, Sarah Benson, who's in the angelic realm, said, the true sound of healing is love. So if we can project love, not only the sounds such as the own, but even in our conversation, we are able to use our voice.
Mm.
Conversational voice is a healing instrument, so very important. The next,
The
uh,
third pillar.
right, is we're all unique vibratory beings. And that's just simply means that we oftentimes ask people, how many of you are allergic to penicillin? Probably 10 to 20% of an audience will raise their hand. And the reality is that if everything in the universe is in a state of vibration, penicillin is a vibration, and therefore, for 80% of an audience, penicillin will be healing, but for 20%, it can be toxic. So we say this because it's important for us all to honor the way sound, the way food, the way anything affects us, so that we really honor our own individuality because we are all unique and different.
Yes. And the fourth pillar is silence is golden. And what we do know is that after we create sacred sound, being in silence allows the shifts and the changes within our bodies, our minds, and our spirits to occur. And today, when we are guiding you in our global guided meditation for planetary healing and peace and love, at the end of it, we will be in silence for a few moments.
Indeed. And in just a few minutes, it's a pre-recorded video because in order to, if you like, have all these different elements of psychoacoustics, etc., coupled with our vibroacoustics, uh, we've found that a pre-recorded video, and in this video, it's going to start with Andy leading you in a guided meditation that creates heart-brain coherence. What heart-brain coherence simply is that our brain puts out an electromagnetic field, our heart puts out an electromagnetic field. When they are in a state of resonance and synchrony together, and they're vibrating together, the field is amplified greatly, anywhere from 50 to 500 times to even maybe 5,000 times greater. And then when we add the element of sound, it becomes even greater, which is one of the reasons why you find all the different prayers on the planet, for the most part, they're vocalized, or chanted, whispered, spoken, or sung, because sound amplifies the power of our prayers and our meditations. Therefore, it amplifies even more this field that we've created using heart-brain coherence.
And one of the ways that we get into coherence is by holding thoughts. We're going to be breathing out. We're going to do some nice deep breathing. We're going to focus on breathing in and out through our hearts. And while we are doing that, we're going to be calling forth positive, loving qualities, appreciation, gratitude, loving kindness, because it's when we're holding those positive thoughts as our intention, that's what helps the coherence of the heart and the brain. And as Jonathan was just saying, adding sound to it, it amplifies it even more and more and more.
Even more and more and more. And we're going to begin very, very shortly, but we want to just say once again, sound along with this. We're going to be sounding. We're going to turn off our microphone so our sound doesn't infringe on the actual psychoacoustic quality of the sound that is being created. And then we'll be coming back to talk to you.
So everyone, when we get to the part of the guided meditation where we start to sound forth with the Om, please join us out loud and wherever you are, because we are going to all be connecting with each other, even though we are here, through Zoom. There is no separation. So
there is no separation.
And also, while you are toning, stay in your comfort zone. Louder is not better, more is not better, but being in your comfort zone and being in that state of relaxation.
Nice.
And that is what we are wanting to have happen. And then you can take this with you for the rest of the year. The 7 days of rest can continue on through your own sound.
Exactly. So, what a wonderful experience. We are, if you like, feeding the field of our planet, the consciousness field of all that is, with our own energy, because everything is interrelated. We are all one. And through working with intentionalized sacred sound, such as we are about to do, we are feeding the field with luminescent particles of light and love through sound. I can't wait. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being part of this. And blessed Jan and Shelley, thank you for assisting.
And we're going to be playing our guided global meditation. But stay with us, because after that, we'll wrap things up.
We'll bring back and tell you about some interesting things. Blessings, and let's roll them now.
The purpose for this meditation is to project a sound encoded with the energies of light and love, and project healing to the Gaia Matrix, our beloved planet Earth. We will first create coherence between our heart and our brain. This effect will further be amplified by the power of the Om that you will be toning along with later, bringing more light and love into your body, mind and spirit for health and wellness. And now, begin to focus on your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly breathing in and out. And as you're breathing in and out, imagine or visualize that you're breathing in and out through your heart. As you're breathing in and out through the area of your heart, remembering that it is love that breathes each breath, and it is love that causes each beat of our heart. Continue breathing slowly, breathing in and out in this manner. And now, I'd like you to call to mind something that has brought you a great deal of appreciation, gratitude, something that you are feeling very good about. This might be an experience with another person. Perhaps it's a beautiful sunset. It may be a beloved pet, a spouse. But it is something that has brought you loving kindness and gratitude and appreciation. And as you're breathing in and out through your heart, feeling this appreciation, feeling this gratitude, you're creating a beautiful coherence between your heart and your brain. And your heart, through this coherence, is expanding, getting larger and larger, and connecting with all the heart and loving energy on our planet in this moment. This is just a wonderful way of creating a very powerful heart activation, and you'll be amplifying this with the sound of the Om. Continue breathing slowly and deeply while feeling appreciation and gratitude, and imagining your breath going in and out through your heart. Now, visualize this energy and begin to sense a radiant light around you that is permeating every cell of your body and resonating your heart chakra. In a moment, we'll begin to gently sound forth with the power of the Om. And as you do this, visualize the planet Earth as a holographic image floating in front of you. Imagine bathing the Earth in a healing field of light and love that you are creating through your sacred sound. Now, let us begin to make the heart sound of the Om, bringing the energy of global harmonization, peace and healing to our beloved planet, Earth. Now, being in silence, visualizing all the light and love through sound that you have manifested, resonating and bringing to earth and yourself to a deep state of healing. And when you feel ready, open your eyes and know that you have contributed to personal and planetary healing.
Hello and welcome back.
Mm. And just take a few moments. I know that was a powerful experience for me, and just feeling that connection with Source at this moment. And hopefully, you might be feeling that as well.
If you like connection of intimacy with the intimate, the seventh day of rest that Jan and Shelley have so kindly brought to ourselves and our beloved planet. We're just so very, very grateful because together, particularly with this sounding, we're able to co-create a field of light and love through sound that we literally fed the field of the Gaia Matrix, our planet, with this, and it's so very, very important. One thing we wanted to quickly mention in terms of things to feed the field, there's a concept that Andy and I have been working with for the last year or so, and we call it compassionate understanding. And it seems so mandatory in this time when there's so much divisiveness going on of making people wrong and making people bad. And if we can somehow practice compassion and understanding, it's a little bit like walking a mile in their moccasins or their shoes or whatever, but you really get a different scope of things. And we just wanted to share that with you.
Mm. Yes, compassionate understanding. And we can couple that with compassionate listening as we are working with our sounds. And one of the things that we're hoping for with this seventh day of rest is that you will be able to take your sound and utilize it to bring relaxation and loving kindness into your sphere, your world. And so we hope that this sound has been able to do that.
And even compassionate conversation when you're talking with people. You can use your voice as a healing instrument if you're generating compassion. These are all things to remember.
Mhm. And
We want to remind you or tell you about an event that's happening in a little bit over a month on February 14th, which in the United States is Valentine's Day, and it's called World Sound Healing Day.
And people throughout the planet will be gathering just as we have all done here with these 7 days of rest. People will be gathering. They'll be just on the one day, the 14th of February, but we hope everyone will join us. And it's almost like a continuation, if you will, of these first 7 days of 2024, and where we have been more focused on going internally and feeling that relaxation, feeling that rejuvenation, preparing ourselves to open up to 2024. And so when February gets here, there's another great avenue to work with your sacred sound and bring that inner peace to our planet.
You can experience events uh, that other people are doing because there are literally hundreds of different events, everything from crystal bowls to spoken word to different instrumentation, all just created with the energy of love, compassion, appreciation, or you can create one yourself. So go to worldsoundhealingday.org, and it should be pretty self-explanatory. And we give thanks because it is another way of us feeding the field of our planet with healing, luminescent light and love through sound.
Mm. And so we want to take this time to say once again, to express our gratitude to Shelley and Jan and to each one of you who are here today with us or who may watch this, later on. But we give great thanks for each and every one of you and just feel honored that we were able on this seventh day to bring the 7 days of rest into the sound and into the intimacy with the divine.
And we leave you with these words. And we say, have a wondrous 2024. We like to say, we heal the planet,
We heal ourselves
we heal ourselves,
and we heal the planet. We are all in this together. And
we,
go
we can make a difference, and we have a choice.
and we send blessings of love and light through sound to everyone and happy 2024. Happy New Year.
Blessings now. Bye bye. Thank you.